Welcome to our September Sync Up meeting with Protect PM. Samir, if you're on and you've got audio, I think you've got the first agenda item for us. Do you want to voice that over? He might be stuck on mute. So he's asking if I've seen Cubescape before, which I have actually. I've seen it. It's been referred to me a few times. I've taken a good look at it. It looks like some really good technology. As far as I can tell, it's mostly scanning Kubernetes itself to make sure that Kubernetes is properly set up and secured in a way that's in compliance with some of the official guidelines that are out there. The challenge for GitLab is simply resources. It's not a matter of do we want to do this? The answer is yes, we do want to do it. It's really just a matter of resourcing and time. Right now, all of our resources are on other areas, and this would really be a new category for us. So we've got container host security, which is focused on securing the containers themselves. We've got container network security, which is focused on securing the network communication between containers. I would really see something like this as a good technology to plug into a new category, something like container infrastructure security. And unfortunately, we do not have such a category today. We would need to get funding and approval to create that category. But if anyone wanted to contribute to GitLab by integrating this with GitLab, we certainly would welcome it. It's definitely in line with where we want to go. It's just a lot of work that we're not really set up to take on at the moment, at least to protect. I did want to just talk about some recent changes actually that went out this week. You may have noticed the new policies page has shown up in the GitLab nav. So we turned the feature flag on for security policies. You can now go to security and compliance. There's that new policies page there. At the moment, we have support for DAST and secret detection policies. And that's a way to require those to be run as part of the pipeline, independent of the GitLab ci.yaml file. And we're working on adding support for SAST. So more to come there. Really excited that that's just been turned on, and we are actively looking for feedback on anything related to that. So if you have a customer that's got some feedback to share or has some interest in that area, I would love to speak with them.
Sam, quick question for you. Apologies, I haven't looked at the issue, nor have I kept track of what's going on there. Is it at a group level or just a project level right now?
Right now, it's at the project level. We are going to move it, well, not move it, we're going to implement it at the group and workspace level as well here in the near future. So that's on our roadmap. That's actually, double check. I think that's the next thing after we add support for SAST. We'll start working on bringing that to the group and workspace level.
Are you planning on doing it at an instance level at all?
Not the instance level, only the workspace level, which the workspace level effectively is everything that the customer owns. The difference is that the instance object in GitLab really is tied to the hardware, whereas the workspace is tied to the customer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense for SaaS customer. Wondering more on the self-managed side, but that's fine.
So on the self-managed side, there is typically one workspace for the entire instance. So it would be effectively managing policies for everything in GitLab.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize there would be a workspace at the root level. Okay, cool.
Yep. Yeah. So workspace is a shared object. It's not for SaaS only. It's on SaaS and self-managed. And it's, like I said, the difference is that if we build it on the instance level, then it will really only work for self-managed. Whereas if we build it at the workspace level, it's going to work for everybody. So workspace, you can think of that. It's basically what you've been used to thinking of as the instance level, but it's compatible with SaaS as well. So it's, you know, one workspace per customer is the best way to think of it. So, yep, that's coming up. Like I said, right after we add support for SAST policies. So we're doing that next, and then we're going to start looking at moving that up to the group and workspace levels. One other topic that we should probably discuss, I know we've covered a lot in the protect stage strategy meeting, and we've got our secure stage strategy meeting that I'm going over some of this next week. So I don't want to overkill our short and long-term roadmap, but I did want to just call out the fact that we are eventually planning to move container scanning down to core or free, very similar to what was done for SAST and secret detection. So users will not get the benefit of the vulnerability report or merge request approvals or any of the other workflow that's in place. But we are planning to make that available all the way down to free at some point in the future. And a big part of that is because we're leveraging an open source technology to do that container scanning. And so it seems a little bit unfair to hold that back for Ultimate only, when we're really just reusing an open source piece. We're planning on making the open source piece available all the way down to free. And then any and all value add that we build on top of what comes with the basic open source scanner, that's going to be still reserved for Ultimate. I know, Karen, that was potentially going to impact one of your deals. Are there any other deals that this group foresees that would be negatively impacted by that move? Just to get some level of awareness there.
Yeah, I guess for that particular deal, the value of having it within the workflow, it's still alive. So if things as they are now, if we're just using the open source scanner and there aren't additional vulnerabilities, that makes sense to me. Obviously I want to see more in Ultimate, but I get it. And for that particular one, it doesn't negatively impact it in so much as that now I can't say it's just an Ultimate anymore, but I do understand the reasoning. So.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, the experience at the free and core level is really going to be designed for like a single person or a single user or an open source community. It's a very different experience where you have to go and manually download that artifact. You get this CSV output. There's no way to manage any of that. And so
I appreciate how clunky that is. Keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like for me, if I've got a side project that I'm working on and I just want to make sure it's secure, like, yeah, it's a bit clunky, but I don't need a whole workflow to manage that. So actually that experience is really great for just helping the world become more secure. But if you're any sort of a sizable organization, obviously you're going to want to start to track those and manage those vulnerabilities. And that, of course, is all limited to Ultimate.
Yes, I was very pleased to see it was just a download. I mean, that's great. You get the Karen approval, yippee.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, and there's no gating, of course, all of that merge request approval. So, there's no way to block something from going through based off of it. There are a lot of downsides to having it in core, but the goal is to segment it such that, we're giving those individual developers the tools they need to be secure without jeopardizing our revenue potential.
Yeah, and like you said, it's open source. They could pull it in another way if they wanted to anyways. So.
Exactly, yeah, they certainly could. All right, so our last agenda item is just my standard monthly question back to everyone here. What hot issues, focus areas are you seeing out in the field? Is there anything going on that I should be aware of?
You know about the one deal I have particularly going on, so.
All right, well, if that's it, this might be a really short meeting. Thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate your participation today. Don't hesitate to reach out in Slack or otherwise if you have anything come up.
Oh, and thanks so much for all your help during that account. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Have a good week, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.